8:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here is the news, edited by Danushka Madhavella and read by Indrani Senanayaka. The headlines. Plans are underway to conduct a follow-up survey following the distribution of relief benefits to 2.4 million Aswasuma recipients. Landslide warnings have been issued for 4 divisional secretariat areas in the Ratnapura district. The trade union affiliated with the Health Trade Union Alliance have decided to postpone the indefinite strike action. 5 visa schemes for 7 countries extended. Japan donates 500 bicycles for Sri Lanka school children. In foreign news, Gaza's Al-Shifa hospital in ruins after 2-week Israeli raid. Finance State Minister Shehan Semasinghe emphasized the significant progress made under the leadership of President Ranil Wickremesinghe, affirming his capability to tackle the country's economic crisis effectively. Stressing the necessity of President Wickremesinghe's continued leadership, Semasinghe cautioned against the misconception that anyone could manage the country's affairs, highlighting the unique expertise and suitability of President Wickremesinghe for the task. The Finance State Minister further announced that following the distribution of relief benefits to 2.4 million Aswasuma recipients, plans are underway to conduct a follow-up survey. These statements were made by the State Minister during a press briefing held at the Presidential Media Centre today, focusing on the theme, Collective Path to a Stable Country. Expressing his views further, State Minister Semasinghe said, following the call for applications for the Aswasuma second phase, authorities anticipate receiving around 400,000 submissions. This will complete the provision of insurance for 2.4 million beneficiaries. However, it is important to note that a re-evaluation survey will be carried out for the 3.4 million individuals who applied during the first settlement since last May. Additionally, a comprehensive survey is underway for the newly submitted 400,000 applications. These efforts are aimed at enhancing the selection process to ensure that the subsidy reaches the appropriate recipients. The National Building Research Organisation today issued landslide warnings for 4 divisional secretariat areas in the Ratnapura district due to the prevailing rainy weather conditions. People in those areas were asked to be watchful of sudden appearance of water spouts, cracks on walls and on the soil, as these may be signs of impending landslides. The trade union affiliated with the Health Trade Union Alliance have decided to launch a 4-hour token strike in 10 selected hospitals tomorrow. Speaking to the media, co-convener of the Health Trade Union Alliance, Ravi Kumadesh, said they will go on strike within 10 major hospitals across the island, starting from 6:30 a.m. tomorrow. He stated that they had been informed by the Health Secretary that the discussion, which was scheduled to be held today at the Presidential Secretariat, had been postponed until tomorrow evening due to unavoidable reasons. Therefore, he said, they decided to postpone the indefinite strike action, which was to commence tomorrow morning by 24 hours. At the same time, a decision was taken to engage in a 4-hour token strike at 10 hospitals from 6:30 a.m. tomorrow. This news comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation, and we continue with local news. Minister of Tourism Harin Fernando announced today the pilot project of free visas to 7 countries will be extended until the 30th of this month. Taking to X, the minister said a final decision on the pilot project is to be taken during the next few weeks. Last week, participating in a session at the OTM 2024, which is a leading travel trade show in Asia, Minister Fernando hinted at the possibility of visa extensions. Child Fund Japan, a child-focused development organization, has provided 500 bicycles under grant to encourage daily school attendance of children in remote areas of Sri Lanka. According to Sri Lanka's Education Ministry, the official handing over of the bicycles was held under the patronage of Minister of Education Susil Premajayantha in Battaramulla today. Japanese ambassador to Sri Lanka, Mizukoshi Hideaki, representative of the Japanese Child Fund Institute and the national director of the Sri Lankan Child Fund Institute, participated in the event. The bicycles are to be provided to school children aged between 12 and 16 years of age in 108 schools selected from 12 districts facing transportation difficulties, such as Monaragala, Puttalam and Mullaitivu. In a significant development addressing public concerns and parliamentary deliberations, President Ranil Wickremesinghe, in his capacity as the Minister of Finance, Economic Stabilisation and National Policies, has taken decisive steps concerning the recent increase in staff remuneration at the Central Bank of Sri Lanka. Responding to mounting pressures from members of Parliament and the Committee on Public Finance, President Wickremesinghe has established an independent remuneration committee. This committee will review the contentious salary hike based on the recommendations defined in the Committee on Public Finance report on the Central Bank salary revision. That ends the local segment of news.
The main news story is brought to you by Sinhala Mahatmya.
Sri Lanka donated $1 million to assist children impacted by the conflicts in the Gaza Strip. The donation was formally transferred to the government of Palestine through the United Nations official channel overseen by President Ranil Wickremesinghe at the Presidential Secretariat this morning. President Ranil Wickremesinghe personally presented the donation check to Mr. Zuhair H.M. Zaid, the Palestinian ambassador in Sri Lanka. This contribution adds to the growing support for the Children of Gaza Fund, initiated by President Ranil Wickremesinghe to provide aid to affected children in the Gaza Strip.
The main news story was brought to you by Sinhala Mahatmya.
Watch Life is brought to you by
CIB New Year offer. Valuable gifts and gift vouchers. 25% discount for bank cards till 10th of April. Visit CIB today. CIB revives once always.
Our correspondent says that a part of the Apegama Road in Baddegama has not been developed since many years. The residents in the area say that they are facing many hardships due to this road that is in a dilapidated condition. They request the relevant authorities to renovate the road as soon as possible. And that came to you in Watchlight.
CIB New Year offer. Valuable gifts and gift vouchers. 25% discount for bank cards till 10th of April. Visit CIB today. CIB revives once always.
Coming up, World News.
First, the headlines. Gaza's Al-Shifa hospital in ruins after 2-week Israeli raid. IHC suspends Imran Bushra Bibi sentence to Toshakana case. Russia ends efforts to rescue gold miners trapped for 2 weeks. Israel's military has pulled out of Al-Shifa hospital in Gaza City after a 2-week raid that has left most of the major medical complex in ruins. Gaza's Hamas-run health ministry said dozens of bodies had been found and locals said nearby areas were razed. The Israel Defense Forces said it had killed 200 terrorists, detained hundreds more and found weapons and intelligence throughout the hospital. The IDF said it raided Al-Shifa because Hamas had regrouped there. The 2-week operation saw intense fighting and Israeli airstrikes in nearby buildings and the surrounding area. Wards were attacked because Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad operatives were using them as a base, the IDF said, accusing them of fighting inside medical departments, setting off explosives and burning hospital buildings. The Islamabad High Court today suspended the 14-year sentence handed out to Prime Minister Imran Khan and his wife Bushra Bibi in the Tosha Khana reference. However, the two will not be released as they have been convicted in other cases. Imran and Bushra Bibi were sentenced in the Tosha Khana reference by an Islamabad Accountability Court on the 31st of January, days before the general elections. According to the verdict, Imran and Bushra were barred from holding any public office for 10 years and slapped with a fine of 787 million rupees each. A day later, Imran and Bushra Bibi were also sentenced to 7 years in jail in a case related to their marriage during the latter's iddat period. Prior to this, a special court established under the Official Secret Act had also sentenced Imran and his foreign minister, Shah Mahmood Qureshi, to 10 years in prison for the breach of state secrets. An operation to rescue 13 gold miners trapped by a landslide in the far east of Russia has ended with the miners presumed dead. Russian media report efforts at the pioneer mine in the Amur region could not continue due to fears of further rock collapse. The landslide happened 2 weeks ago, trapping the miners more than 100 meters underground. Possible shelter areas have been found to be flooded. The mine is one of the world's largest and one of Russia's most productive. Officials are investigating a possible breach of safety rules. The managing director of the facility was arrested last week. Officials said that cameras passed through the boreholes drilled into the mine had shown that any areas that could have been used as hiding places by the trapped miners had been flooded with water, clay and ice. To end this bulletin of world news, the headlines again. Gaza's Al-Shifa hospital in ruins after 2-week Israeli raid. IHC suspends Imran Bushra Bibi's sentence to Tosha Khana case. Russia ends efforts to rescue gold miners trapped for 2 weeks. That ends this bulletin of world news. We now take a look at development news. Sri Lanka has reported over 635,000 tourist arrivals within the first 3 months of this year. According to the Minister of Tourism, Harin Fernando, a total of 635,784 tourist arrivals have been reported as of the 31st of March this year. Sri Lanka has recorded over 635,000 tourist arrivals within the first 3 months of this year. Minister of Tourism Harin Fernando stated that the total tourist arrivals for the year 2024 to the 31st of March stand at 635,784, and that was development news.
Moving on with sports news.
Sri Lanka made a mammoth first innings total of 531 all out, and Bangladesh were 55 for 1 wicket, trailing by 476 after the second day's play of the second test match played at Chattogram, Bangladesh yesterday. Sri Lanka were in commanding position with a huge total, while 2 in-form batters, Dhananjay De Silva and Kamidu Mendis, missed their centuries, with Kamidu being unbeaten on 92 in 167 balls with 7 fours and 2 sixes, while unfortunately he could not complete his third successive century as last man Ashita Fernando was run out. In reply, Sri Lanka scored 102 runs for the loss of 6 wickets at the end of the third day's play today. Sri Lanka is now leading by 455 runs. Tomorrow is the 4th day of the match.
Go ekak tiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න as වහගෙන දැකපු ගීන හැබැයි කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
This was news. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Just days after Chinese smartphone maker Xiaomi launched its first electric vehicle, buyers have been told they may have to wait up to 6 months for their car to be delivered. to be delivered. Screen grabs on Chinese social media show the firm advising buyers it could take up to 27 weeks to deliver the SU-7 Max. The company previously said pre-orders has hit 88,899 within 24 hours of it starting to take orders on Thursday. Xiaomi did not immediately respond to a BBC request for the comment. The technology giant, which is the third largest seller of smartphones in the world with a market share of about 12%, is taking on EV rivals including Tesla and BYD in the world's biggest market for cars.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak thiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න as වහගෙන දැකපු ගීන හැබැ කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru account. NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Parallel to the liquefied petroleum gas price reduction of litro gas today, Laughs Gas PLC, the other main two suppliers LP gas in Sri Lanka, has also decided to revise the prices of its domestic LP gas cylinders with effect from midnight today. Accordingly, the price of the 12.5 kilogram cylinder has been reduced by 625 rupees to 4,115 rupees, but the price of the 5 kilogram cylinder has been reduced by 248 rupees to 1,652 rupees. The price of a 2.3 kilogram cylinder is 772 rupees, and that was economic news.
Weather report.
And finally, we take a look at the weather report. Showers or thundershowers will occur at several places in the western, southern and Sabragama provinces after 2 p.m. Fairly heavy showers of about 50 millimeters are likely at some places. Showers or thundershowers may occur at a few places in the central, over, northwestern and north-central provinces and in the Mannar and Vavonia districts in the evening or at night. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in the western, central, Sabragama and the Uva provinces and in the Gaul and Mathura districts during the morning hours. To end tonight's news broadcast, the headlines again. Plans are underway to conduct a follow-up survey following the distribution of relief benefits to 2.4 million Aswesuma recipients. Landslide warnings have been issued for 4 divisional secretariat areas in the Ratnapura district. The trade unions affiliated to the Health Trade Union Alliance have decided to postpone the indefinite strike action. Free visa schemes for 7 countries extended. Japan donates 500 bicycles for Sri Lanka school children. In foreign news, Gaza's Al-Shifa hospital in ruins after 2-week Israeli raid. That ends tonight's news broadcast. The time reads 3 minutes past 9. This is Radio Sri Lanka.